This is a breaking news alert. The Trump-endorsed MAGA Republican extremist Congress member from Tennessee's 5th Congressional District, Andy Ogles, has just lost his primary in a stunning defeat. Donald Trump's endorsed candidate, Andy Ogles, a MAGA Republican Congress member, a member of the Freedom Caucus, just lost big to Charlie Hatcher, who Donald Trump did not endorse in this Tennessee primary. Folks, we were talking about how this was a close race. Andy Ogles joined at the hip with Donald Trump. Donald Trump repeatedly endorsing Ogles. Ogles' whole campaign was Trump endorse me. And the Republicans in Tennessee's 5th said, no way, get the hell out of here, Ogles. Also, as I am recording this video, and we're going to do a follow-up on this as well, a Democrat, Mark Herndon, is currently leading in Tennessee's Hamilton County mayor's race against Weston Wamp. This was a plus 14 Trump district in 2024, which as of now could be turning blue in this mayoral race. We'll have to see, of course. It's a very tight race, but the fact that the Democrat is overperforming in a plus 14 district is yet another nightmare sign for Donald Trump. Let's zoom in on the Andy Ogles defeat. So Andy Ogles, a member of the House Freedom Caucus and a Trump-endorsed incumbent, has just been upset in the Republican primary in Tennessee's 5th to Charlie Hatcher, who was backed by several prominent established aligned Tennessee Republicans who stood up and pushed back against Donald Trump's endorsed candidate, Andy Ogles. Now, Hatcher is the former Tennessee Agriculture Commissioner, and he will go on to win indeed. Now, here is Donald Trump's endorsement of Ogles, everybody. Congressman Andy Ogles is doing a fantastic job representing the incredible people of Tennessee's 5th Congressional District, Donald Trump wrote. Andy is a conservative warrior who has strong support from his community. Guess not strong enough there, Donald. In Congress, he is fighting tirelessly to grow our economy, cut taxes and regulation, promote made in the USA, end American energy dominance, safeguard our elections, keep our borders secure, stop migrant crime, strengthen our military veterans, and defend our always under siege Second Amendment. Donald, you can say a bunch of word salad, a bunch of buzzwords, but people know you are a fraud. You are a weak, pathetic liar, and even people in Tennessee's 5th see how pathetic you are. Now, Trump says, Andy Ogles has my complete and total endorsement. Of course, Donald Trump has a typo. Andy Ogles, my complete and total endorsement for re-election. Get out and vote. Now, Andy Ogles was known for posting things like this. Homosexuality has no place in America. Happy Nuclear Family Month. Also revealed. What did Andy Ogles do with nearly $25,000 meant for a child burial ground, as he called it? He won't say. Ogles used photos of his stillborn child for a GoFundMe where he made $25,000. He promised a place for burial of babies with benches for families, life-size statue of Jesus. And this is going to be where he took photos of his stillborn, and said that this is where it was going to go. This is where it was going to go. It never happened. He won't say where the money meant. Andy Ogles, who Donald Trump loves, would post things like this. The halftime show really is smut. He's talking about Bad Bunny. It was pure smut. Could you believe children were forced to endure gay sexual acts? Women gyrating provocatively and Bad Bunny shamelessly grabbing his crotch while dry humping the air. Folks, these MAGA lunatics are deranged human beings. They're just deranged human beings. They are real sickos. How are these people talking about? Just so you can see, Andy Ogles' campaign was all about Trump. Quite the ad being run, as Andrew Sullender said, by Andy Ogles. This is how he ran his campaign. Let's play it.
Real warriors, Andy Ogles. Great people. You don't get better.
Congressman Andy Ogles, a Middle Tennessee family man fighting alongside President Trump to secure the border, cut wasteful spending, lower taxes, and defend conservative values. A proven leader focused on delivering results, supporting law enforcement, protecting Tennessee jobs, and standing up for hardworking families. Trusted by conservatives, Andy Ogles is fighting to keep Tennessee safe and free.
But let's talk about some of the ads against him where they were calling him Lion Andy Ogles is all show, no action. Let's play this clip.
Lion Andy Ogles is all show, no action. He doesn't even bother going to work. He's dead last with the most missed votes of any Tennessee representative. Lion Andy Ogles only shows up for himself or the camera, not for Tennessee families. Charlie Hatcher is a workhorse, a business owner, farmer, and public servant. He's worked under Governor Bill Lee, and he's been endorsed by Governor Bill Haslam. Let's send a workhorse to Congress, not a show horse. Invest in Tomorrow Coalition PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Now, Andy Ogles would give interviews with state regime media, which calls itself Fox quite frequently, where he said that his children were afraid of big bad Biden taking away their daddy and throwing their daddy in jail because he was being investigated for campaign finance, which he admits he made an error. He said, I didn't do it intentionally. I just misreported it as an error, and Biden was going after me. Big bad Biden was going to arrest their daddy. Here, play this clip.
So they just came over to you and said, Congressman, give me your phone?
Yes, ma'am. And so I turned it over. I spent the last 2 years working with the DOJ, clearing my name. It's taken 2 years. And quite frankly, the impact that has on your family, my little one still has nightmares, afraid that his dad's going to be taken away by big bad Biden and his Department of Justice. That should never happen again.
But what was the answer to coming over to you in the middle of your private family time and demanding your phone? Why did they do that?
Well, had an FEC violation, which is a civil issue, which we fixed, by the way, and they tried to turn it into a criminal case. But I had gone after Jack Smith. I had issued articles of impeachment against Kamala Harris, and this was 2 weeks later. They're coming after me. And so this is what the Biden DOJ did to me, to other members of Congress, to senators, and to the American people.
Unbelievable.
He would also take to the floor repeatedly of the House back when Biden and Kamala were in office. And if you think about all the issues we're dealing with right now, catastrophe after catastrophe by Donald Trump and these MAGA Republicans, just to remind you of the fake outrage they would try to gin up, here was Andy Ogles saying, under Biden and Kamala, the war on appliance continues. Here, play this clip.
Chair, the administration's war on appliances continues. First, it was gas stoves, then water heaters. Now the Biden-Harris administration apparently wants to go after ice makers because, as everyone knows, ice makers are obviously a major source of greenhouse gases.
Fascinating that y'all were whining about wars on appliances that y'all just made up when right now in the real world, while you are all in power, the people who call themselves fiscal hawks, they were hawks. They're fiscal conservatives. Y'all ran up the debt to $40 trillion. You want to talk about wars on appliances? Y'all got us involved in never-ending war after never-ending war with Netanyahu. We're in the war in Iran. We're in this war. We're in that war. You promised to end the war in Ukraine in 24 hours, and you've made things exponentially worse. I mean, is there a country that the Trump regime hasn't bombed? Right? The Dawn Road Doctrine. We're taking over the Western Hemisphere. We're bailing out Japan for the yen. How about you focus on the people in Tennessee's 5th Congressional District and the American people who can't afford things? You're ripping away their health care. You're accusing children who are on food stamps of engaging in fraud. You're shutting down rural hospitals. You're having ICE and Border Patrol Gestapo roam through the streets. Remember the don't tread on me crowds? They're all like, tread on me all the time. I just want to be tread on. These people are absolutely disgusting. Now, I had the opportunity to interview the person who's running on the Democratic side in the 5th Congressional District. His name is Chaz Mulder. He's a local mayor. He's the Democratic candidate who's running for the 5th Congressional District. I asked Chaz, hey, what's going on here? Listen to what he told me. Let's play this clip.
Unfortunately, for the people of this district, there's more. This is the guy that puts a Christmas card with his family on the front holding assault rifles, including his children. This is a guy who raised money for a public memorial, who never accounted for the funds, and still won't answer today. So there's just so much that he's done, that I think has, created an opportunity for us, because as a mayor of this community, small town community in the district, I sort of know the needs, and I think I fit the role and ready for this opportunity and this fight ahead.
More from my interview with the Democratic candidate, Mayor Chaz Mulder, right here. Let's play it.
Well, I think, what we're seeing is that voters are paying attention all across the country, including here just a couple of weeks ago in the 7th Congressional District. Voters are paying attention to the issues. We know the number one issue on folks' minds right now is affordability, what we're paying at the grocery store, what we're paying for other goods, healthcare access, our premiums. That will skyrocket with the subsidies expiring because Andy Ogles is more interested in chasing national headlines for the wrong reasons than local headlines for the right reasons. That's what we're dealing with. But I think voters are paying attention, and I think these recent elections show just that, Ben.
And one more time, here's what Chaz told me that he was focused on. Let's play it.
I'm hearing the very, opposite. People are struggling. People are worried about costs. People are worried about their health insurance premiums. These are real issues that are on the ground, that as a mayor of a small town in this district, I sort of have that front row seat to knowing what the issues are. I live with them. I see them on a daily basis. They're my neighbors. They're who I go to church with. They're people that I know on first name basis. They're worried about being able to pay for their health insurance premium that skyrocketed and having to make a decision between that or other life necessities. And I think voters want someone that will go to D.C. to be an adult in the room and start solving problems instead of worrying about who's getting the credit. Putting, pragmatism over politics, I think, is something that is needed right now.
Now, Andy Ogles also proposed to rewrite the 22nd Amendment in a very specific way, as Sahil Kapoor explains, to let Trump but not Obama have a third term. He ran with Trump's endorsement, but he just lost. This is what Andy Ogles was championing. Congressman Andy Ogles introduced this joint resolution to allow Trump to run for a third term, but not Obama. No person shall be elected to the office of the president more than 3 times, nor be elected to any additional term after being elected to 2 consecutive terms. Andy Ogles, you're a loser. But frankly, all of these MAGA Republican Trump freaking bootlickers they're losers. And if you take a look at that mayor's race right there. And again, we'll be following up. Maybe I'll do an update in the morning with Mark Herndon in the lead. Tennessee, Hamilton County. The voters are saying even this could be Trump plus 14. This is what we've been saying. Democrats are overperforming 12 to 16 points. Why? Because people are sick and tired of this Trump crap. They're tired of these losers. They're tired of these frauds and these liars saying, I'm going to give you all of this, I'm going to give you this, I'm going to give you this. And then they just think they could use the buzzwords and, conservative this, conservative that, while they literally steal from you, these sickos. While these sickos literally are taking your money, they're taking your healthcare, they're doing inside trading, 21,000 stock trades, they're enriching themselves to the tunes of billions of dollars while they're screwing you over, and they know they're screwing you over, and they're laughing in your freaking faces, and you know they are, and that's why people are standing up to these Epstein class MAGA vile sickos. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million. Thanks for watching.
Hey, if you want the full story, how democracy got here and how we take it back, pre-order our new book, WTF America, today. Just scan the QR code or click the link in the description. Let's do this.